Hey guys, this is Vanngo. Welcome to my channel. Today I have one of my dear friend Lin Chung here, and we create this little makeup look for you. It's not a little, I think it's a lot of makeup, and we're trying to keep more like a Valentine sultry eye makeup. I hope you enjoy the video. Enjoy as much as we did creating it. We cut her hair, Jacob did this amazing job, and we create this look for you. Thank you so much for always supporting the channel, and continue supporting so we can create more content for you. Give the channel always tons of love, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to follow both of us on Instagram as well. Thank you so much. To start every makeup, I always prep the skin first. First, I'm using some lip balm. This one is from Laneige. I used many times before. The next product I'm using is Sowa Shoe. It is a serum from them. It is great under makeup. It's called Activating Serum. Just press the product in the skin. I know I do the same like this every week, but if I edit out, you guys don't want me to, so I still have to show every single step. The next product I'm using is the eye cream. Always very gentle around the eye area. And the last product is the Ginseng Moisturizer. This moisturizer you guys also see me use many times before. It's a very beautiful moisturizer under makeup. It's more a richer moisturizer. If you want something lighter, this might not be the right one for you. But it's really beautiful, very rich, very calming. Always tip up your face a little bit, give your face a little massage. When I do on the client, I usually have them lean back like this, and I always really work on the muscle. So if you can do on the client or someone, do on someone, this would be the best way for you to do. If someone don't watch my other video, wonder when is the right time to apply sunscreen before foundation, this is the right time. Right after your moisturizer, usually I use like a sponge or brush. I blend out the moisturizer first, and then I apply sunscreen, and then I apply foundation. Right now I'm filming in my studio. I take it off right after, so I'm gonna skip that step. For foundation and concealer, I'm going to use both from Crescendo. I believe that's how you say. This is a very, very, very beautiful aqua foundation. The concealer, I'm using two different shades, lighter shades, just mainly under the eye, and then the darker shade, I'm going to cover anything I need to cover. The foundation is the closest shade I can get to Lin skin tone. because I don't have all the shades, but I think it's matched pretty well. You see that very nice foundation. It's very light, it's medium to beautiful full coverage. You can see right there, it does give a nice coverage without looking too heavy. Close the eye. This is such a beautiful foundation. It's called Aqua Foundation. All the shades and exact name we're gonna list in the description box. You can check it out. I'm the worst with names, so sometimes I don't say the right words. And my assistant always lists everything correct. The deeper concealer, the closest shade I have to the foundation is this shade right now. I only have 2 in my kit, so this is the closest one I have. And the lighter one, it could be a little lighter than what I would wish for, but I love this foundation and concealer on Lynn skin, so that's why I use them. But the brand does have many different shades, so you don't have, you can choose the right shades for your skin color. You see that I just cover any extra that I want to cover. And for the lighter concealer, look up for me, I use mainly under the eye area because the shade I have a little bit too bright. I'm gonna mix a little bit of the deeper one in there and blend it out, so that way it doesn't look too bright. That's how you normally do. Sometimes you just mix with your foundation and concealer together, because your skin color, a lot of time it does change a lot, depending on the season. Just blend it out. And then I go back with the foundation brush, just soften the edges. This way everything gonna blend in seamlessly together. For contour, I'm going to use Huda Beauty Tan Tour. The shade I'm using medium. It is a little deeper than what I would normally use, but I'd use that in purpose because I want to really sculpt the face on this one. And the great thing about this product is because they so easy to blend. So even if you use a deeper shades, you still can blend them out so much easier without having a harsh line. You can see that it's blended out so nice. We planning to give Lynn a fuller beat, so that's why we're trying to use the color a bit more deeper, just scope everything out. She asking for it. I think it's a problem about the channel is that a lot of time I do want to do a lot of natural makeup too, but then when I asked the talent, they was like, you have a choice whether you want to have natural makeup or full-on makeup, and they was like, well, natural makeup I can do it myself, but today since you do my makeup, I want a fuller makeup. So at the end we have so many of the fuller makeup video because of that reason. I'm doing the same on this side, and whatever left over on the brush, a little bit on the nose. I'm never a person who loves to do a full nose contour, so I just use only a little bit and just define the shape, but not overly contouring the nose. I find that every time someone contours the nose, it does look like contour. The nose doesn't look smaller. To me, I can see like the nose look the same, but so a little bit defined is good. For loose powder, I'm going to use a loose powder from HA Crimson. The shade I'm using is called Bamboo. I think this shade is beautiful for olive skin tone. Look up for me. Or when you use on deeper skin tone, you use that shade under the eye area for brightening, and it's a great shade for that. It's called Bamboo. And then I also matte a little bit everywhere else. For bronzer, I'm going to use a NARS bronzer called Casino. This shade is medium, not too deep. Basically, I'm using this shade just to set where I contour earlier from the tan tour. A little bit, not too much. For the eyebrow, I'm going to use two products from Anastasia Beverly Hills. One is the brow wiz, one is brow pen. For the brow wiz, the eyebrow naturally go down quite a bit in the center here, but I'm going to try to lift it up a little bit, so I'm not going to go all the way down. I cheat the eyebrow. I draw them a tiny bit higher. I actually tweeze a lot there already, so if naturally that's the way your eyebrow, you can do that. You can clean it up and you just lift the eyebrow a little higher. Sometimes a little straighter eyebrow keep you very youthful. So you see that I just lift it up a bit this way, go a little bit backward in there. And when your eyebrow shape like this, try not to do too dark in that area as well. You want to keep everything out here darker so it can really lift the eye. You see the motion I do back and forth, very soft, very natural. I use the shade taupe for both of them. I purposely not gonna use the dark shades because I want to keep her eyebrow more softer. And you see most people when the hair is this dark, they're gonna gravitate to a deeper shade like dark brown or black. But I think if you want your face look a lot softer, keep the eyebrow lighter is always nice. You see that the shade I'm using right now is taupe, but it still looks really natural on her. So I just did the same on the other side, and I'm not finished the eyebrow yet, but you see the color I use purposely chose pretty light, and then because I'm going to do a darker eye. But if you think the eyebrow, this color too light for you, you can go more soft brown or medium brown. To complete the brow, I'm going with a marker for the very front here. Instead of doing too dark or too stencil-like, I just draw a few individual hair. It's just my style aesthetic, you know. It's all personal preference. If you'd like to do very block like an eyebrow, you can do that. It's everything, it's just personal preference. There's nothing wrong or right at all. You see, I just do a few little pieces. And you can go back and forth, just detailing where do you think the eyebrow need. But it would be something like this. The eyebrow is full, long, but still soft. I also use a little bit eyebrow gel to set the eyebrow. For the eye area, I'm going to use the palette called Pretty Cool from Dose of Color. For me, it's more a neutral, a tiny bit warm palette. I wouldn't call it cool. It's more a neutral palette. I love these shades. And I'm gonna use two different pencils, maybe one or two, but I'm just gonna have both out and just play with them. This one from Laura Mercier and this one from Urban Decay, a very black pencil. Begin the eye. I'm going to pram the eyes a little bit. Close your eye for me. Some eye primer, and this one from Urban Decay as well. You can use the finger, just blend it out. This eye primer doesn't change much of the skin color. If you want to block out the whole eyelid area, then you use different eye primer. This one just really prep for the eyeshadow going on easy only. The first shade I'm using is this shade right here. Close the eye for me. Even though I'm planning to do more deep smoky eye, I still want the application to be very easy, nothing too complicated. You can see this, one color, I put all over the crease area. You see just one color. And for anyone the eye a little hooded, you can go a little bit high right here. So when you look up, you see some of the shadow still. Look up for a minute. Look right here straight. You can see that you see a shadow there. If you do too low on the color, you won't see it. And sometimes with hooded eye, it's better you use the shadow while you open as well. You're able to do the eyeshadow that way. And then the same color, look up for me, I do on the lower lash line as well. Remember how I do is that you do a little bit at a time. You're very gentle with the product so you don't have a lot of fallout or minimum fallout. I'm going to do the same on the other side. So something like that to start. It's not perfectly blended yet, but you're going to layer the color together. So next one, you can use the lighter shades here. And this is going to be, close your eye for me, your blending shades. You use that and you just blend all the edges together. And I'm using this more like a blending brush. I usually don't like to pick up the brush when blending. I think you don't have as much control. But again, it's all personal preference. You use what works for you. Look up for me. And the same color I'm using to blend on the bottom as well. I really want to smoke the whole eye out. That's why I go quite drag lower. But if you don't like that look, you can skip the lower part. Look up for me. And then using a clean big brush. Close your eye. And you just fluff it out. Look up for me. Just soft all the edges out. This was with no color, nothing at all. Close your eye. Just buff everything out. Third, I'm using the same brush that I used from the other color, from this color. So I'm using for deeper color. I don't want to waste another brush. But you can use a different brush. Try to use a smaller one. I know a lot of people use this kind of brush to apply eyeshadow. It's all personal preference, but I find this one, you get so many fallout, and I find it's always like a big application and it's always a mess. I like to use more smaller brush and I have more control exactly where I apply the products. Just keep that in mind, yeah. And the smaller one like this, and you see I'm doing mainly from the outer part. Basically, I'm to create a lot of depth on the outer part here. You see exactly just a little bit like what I'm doing right now. And then you go back to the other brush that you use the lighter color and you just soften the edge it out a little bit. Just like that. I mean, there are many different ways to apply this kind of eyeshadow. I'm just showing my personal way to do it, and you just do the way that works for you. I just did the same on this side. Okay, look straight again. And again, there's a clean brush. Close the eye. Always just soften the edges. This is the key of blending. You just use a brush like that and just blend it out. Okay, so now the part you can decide. I think I'm just gonna use black instead of the gray. So I think she can handle it. At first I thought maybe just too harsh. Look up for me. I'm gonna use the black on the waterline and the upper waterline as well. And then close your eye. And then using the same pencil, I'm doing along the lash line, but instead draw like a liquid eyeliner like, I just blend it out. Use the pencil like blending brush and just blend it the edge it out. So you see that I just do a little liner and blend it out after. Now you're gonna use the same brush with a deeper liner. Close your eye. You can deepen anywhere else you want to deepen. You see that I just overlay on top of the liner a little bit because I don't want it to stay like a liquid liner looking. And it just deepen this area, soften everything out a little bit more. And then look up for me, maybe a little bit corner here, there. And then the big brush with all the shade, you just smudge it out even more. Go back to the big brush, soften it out. This way I can make the eye look really sultry and smoky. Close it again. You just blend all the edges out. Cover again for me. So something like that. I'm gonna do some lashes off camera and I'll be right back. I just add some lashes from House of Lashes. The lashes is called Good Karma, and I put a little bit mascara from Lancome on the lower lashes and blend it out on the upper one. I know the lash is a little full, but we just want to play with the makeup, so it's all personal preference. You can use no lashes, you can use just mascara, it's okay as well. But this is her chance for me to play with her makeup, so I just do a little more today, so just we're going to play it up. For blush, I'm going to use this blush shade from Vive Cosmetic, and this is the shade just to warm up the skin, and it's not like really bright on Lynn's skin at all. It gives her a nice flush. For highlighter, I'm using this shade from a Tom Ford palette. I'm using a fan brush, a little bit everywhere to get a lot of radiance in the skin. Look at me. For lips, I'm going to use two products from Charlotte Tilbury. The lipstick called Nude Romance, and the lip liner is Foxy Brown. The lip liner, purposely, I use a little deeper shade than the lipstick. Again, you don't have to use the deeper shade like I do. I just, personal preference, I usually like a little bit more depth all around the lips area. Slightly smile for me, and I just fill in a little bit. Just slightly smile, yeah, like that. You can see the shape better, and then down the part of the lips. I think when draw lip liner is also personal preference as well. For me, a lot of people, they see this is where the lips, but usually I see this is where the lips. So usually right on top a little bit. Especially when you do a deeper liner, it's automatically gonna make your lip look a little smaller. So a little exaggerate, a little bit nice. You can see that just lifted up a little bit in the corner there. So just to shape something like that. And then smile for me a little bit, just smile a bit. And I know this color, if you use on lighter skin tone, it's gonna be a nice like mauve color, slightly smiling. But on someone, a lip skin tone like this is a beautiful nude. So it's gonna look different in everyone. I know there's a lot of comment was like, why the lipstick look different on the model and on themselves. Yes, everything undertone is different. On this I use on her, it's olive skin, so it's different. It's gonna appear a little bit different for sure, yeah. This is such a beautiful color. It's not too nude. It is give life still, because sometimes the lip is too nude with this eye. It could look too dead looking. And I think this looks still a lot very warm and beautiful. To set the makeup, I'm using a setting spray from Hourglass. Close your eye for me, Lynn. That is the final look, guys. We just create a Valentine date night makeup. Usually people do red lipstick for Valentine, but I thought maybe Sultry makeup would be a great idea. And also, it's her birthday week as well. I hope you like the look, and always give the channel a lot of love. Subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram as well. Thank you so much again for watching.